I didn't know it was this one. I have the middle one.
Oh, stop. I'm looking like a hot mess. Hello, Americans and other friends and subscribers.
You're such a nerd, dude.
Back
I like
again.
the hat, though. It's pretty
Thanks,
cool.
it's Corey's. I stole it from him.
All right,
Corey, thanks.
Oh
my God. What is that?
It's a Sasquatch. Bring here. Bring it, boy. I ain't getting it, man. Bring it over. I ain't doing it. There's one little burn area, so we're going to head down here. Hey, how are you doing this morning? Craziness in the cabin right now. Got the kids all color. Miss Kitty's fixing some breakfast. But I was down here a minute ago, kind of wandering around, checking something I do regular and everything is check the, the creek, make sure that everything's flowing and everything. And then the other thing I'm doing down here is, I'm going to do a lot of burning here as soon as some of this dries out. And I'd love to do it while there's still some snow on the ground. But a lot of these I'd like to burn out a bunch of the, just the old stuff. And all this, because this actually, when the runoff comes, this turns into the creek too. This is, when it overflows from the main channel there. You get some of this and it'll unclog it. It makes a beautiful sound though, man, with all the stuff. And same with that. See, I've got to dig that out because that's going to back up into my lower meadow there. We'll check that out. Right here, man. You should see, man, this thing just loaded with pollywogs and frogs as we get into springtime. So Muskrat was saying this morning that over there in salmon, it's so thick. See, I want to get out here and cut. Not too much because I want it, like I've said before, my plan with the whole Crick Bottom is basically just to help it as much as I can, but turn it, basically just back into a wetlands and wildlife type area down in here. But I definitely want it so that I can get through a little bit easier in some areas. See, stuff like this, which it's under the moss. So I say when, I'm just checking my signs on this one end over here. So here's this end that's got there's a rental house over that way, and we had one gal, I've talked about it before, that came across, and like she was calling for her cat, here kitty, 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 all the way up into here, and I was just standing there waiting. She about crapped her pants, but I really think that she was just easing her way over here to check it out over here. But anyway, what I talk about. See all this, man, if it was emergency time for wood, it'd be obviously wet and soggy down here right now, but there's always something. But back to squirrel, man. Squirrel, quail, cat, raccoon, there's everything down here. Let's talk about muskrat. Was saying that he's still got, undisturbed areas, still got about 2 foot, I think he was saying. And you can see how ours is just patchy. Out in front of the cabin, in the shady areas, man, there's still well over 1 foot. But down here in the Crick Bottom, man, it's down to some of the froze stuff. But yeah, real patchy, man. It's gone. But then you look over, beyond and over into my lower meadow there and out in the meadow, and you'd think those areas like that would be the first ones to melt off. But the mass of the heater, the mass heater, man. But the mass of the trees and the wood and everything here ends up soaking up the sun, and then it melts away like this, just like it's melted away from around the cabin. We're out in the field or out in the meadow there. There's no wood, it's just the ground, and it holds it. Because, man, out there, it's still well over 1 foot. I'll just look at this. Is what I'm gotta get that dug out before the runoff gets too bad, so I'll have to get down here with the saw and saw some of that up. And I'd like to burn a bunch of this. I want to burn, I won't get it all burnt, but I'm going to do a lot of burning on the Crick Bottom this year. Like I said, I'm going to start here pretty dang soon. All the other see, now we're down below the salvage area right now, see. And you can see over there's the cook shack. A lot of people get turned around on here. It was funny when Max and Debbie came on the property. We brought them in here last year when they were up. And Max was saying that he was completely, his directions of how the homestead, just from watching our videos over the years, of how we sat was completely opposite of what he thought it was. Just kind of trying to figure it out. And actually, they're coming back to see us again. They're going to probably come spend a month or month and a half with us. I told them, heck, just pack all your junk, come on down, move on down, or move on up. I guess it'll definitely be up. So that will be fun. That's in the planning, so we'll see how that all pans out. I'm trying to look at the best way to get around through here. Yes, I need to get all this cleaned up. Look at the mushrooms on that. Yeah, a bunch of mushrooms there. There's this old tree. It's crazy. This old, this one, when it broke, man, I heard it and came out, man. This one missed that dang power line right there, barely. This old tree, I need to, definitely need to whack it down. It's crazy because it's, these old cottonwoods just do this. You know, it's all dead there. Dead, well, partly dead here. And look at, you can see how dead it is right there on that end, but look at those other ones that are still alive there. Man, they're will to live is just unbelievable. Just like that one right there, this whole dead thing here, but yet that branch, I don't know how well you can see it on this video, but that branch right there is still alive and well and just reaching for the sky. Them old cottonwoods, they're crazy. But yeah, I'm probably gonna whack this one down. That's a pretty girthy one too, man. Pretty dang girthy. With the winter, man, if we keep getting the freezer, it actually dropped temps this morning. When I was out here at sunup, man, it was actually pretty, pretty warm, man. I didn't have the overcoat, nothing. I just had I had long johns on, but down here in the long john top and t-shirt and stuff, man, it was pretty dang nice, and had my old felt hat on. And then as out here doing some stuff, it you could just feel it just start dropping, man. Next thing you know, it's pretty dang cold. This old hairy. And this, man, I've got to cut it out. This is one panel. I've got the other panels up there to this dog run, which would be handy. I actually was going to use it for when we had the goats. And actually, I used this one piece. I had the goats down here because I used to move them all over down here. But, a little beater goat house. But, this one, dude, it's one of the panels to the dog thing, and this tree has grown through that. So I'm going to have to whack that to get that out of there, which is kind of a bummer. But this whole area is where I'd cut back, and if you've watched our videos, man, we tried to do some permaculture stuff down here. And I'd cut back a lot of these trees. All these ones that are these small ones growing. I'd cleared out an area in here to get some sun down in here, and the ground was just too dang wet down in here. This is actually where we want to do some of the mushroom farming and everything. It's probably about breakfast time. Definitely got some clean up and stuff along here. And this runs up. over to the willow tree. Check my dang dogwood. I planted down here. It's still doing good. Dogwood there. Planted a couple of dogwoods over here. Yeah, let's see. Still there, man. Oh, this one. Needs your love. Needs your love. So that's pretty much what I'm up to today, man. Now I'm gonna go ahead and have some breakfast with my kids and the grandbabies, and figure out what the plan is for the rest of the day. I am gonna be doing a mountain junkers today. We smoked it. Didn't score a bunch of stuff out yesterday, but which I'll be talking over at Mountain Junkers. So go over to the Mountain Junkers YouTube. But was it 1, 2, 3, 4? Did score a handful of books. You know, I always got to score them books because they don't sell. But 4 or 5 items and ended up doing really well. So I love that. So we'll be talking about that. So make sure you go over there. Check out the links below. It's a great way to support the homestead. We appreciate that. Got a sale going on till I think 11:30 tonight over at the eBay store. So go check it out. And other than that, man, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Helps keep the lights on, the home fires burning, the propane tanks full. And good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise. And they ain't, man. They're pretty mellow and beautiful. I love it. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.